With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today, we've got a Week 8 matchup on tap here between the New York Giants and the Seattle Seahawks. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. From deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39. Right off the bat, a chunk play into enemy territory.
And I don't care how you plan for it. I don't care what you see on tape where you think you can get that type of a play. That's still a great rush and a little bit of a surprise to break off a run like that this early in the game.
Back to Walker on first down. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second. Newton now to throw. He'll spot Eskridge open left side. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35. Well, this defense for the Giants, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down. They'll try for the first with Walker. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. The Seahawks sitting at 5-2 on the year. And they come in on a good run. Winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
On 3rd down, here's Walker. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done. Down to the 15 from the 21.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They'll try the air now with Newton. Eluding the pressure right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Play action. It's Newton. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
Myers' kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. Well, given where they started that opening drive, CD, I think to get 3 out of it, probably a pretty good start that they'll take.
I think you're exactly right about that because they just shook off the effects of the kickoff and field position and took the ball, moved it downfield. Didn't pay off with a touchdown, but that drive, that was really nice for them, and they did come away with 3 points.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll start out on the ground at Saquon Barkley. And now a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now Jones. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Well, they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
And they head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing, Jones. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out, but his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
The clock running here, under a minute to go now in the 1st quarter of a 3-0 game. And Jones going to keep once more. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Give Jimmy Nwosu the credit for the stuff.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back onto the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but not from the spot. Actually, no gain. So 3rd and long. Nothing after 1 on EA Sports. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. To throw. Jones. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? You can have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. If people steal signals, maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
91 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this 1st half. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. And Walker once more. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. Dexter Lawrence finding his way through defensively for the stop.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Newton. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
This is where good coaching and execution come into play, because down this close, you absolutely don't want to turn it over. Good job keeping that in mind as he escaped, bought time, and decided throwing it away was his best option.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Myers' kick is good. And they're able to double their lead in this 1st half. It's 6-0. They already had the early lead, and they get the reception, Charles, and now they add 3 more with the field goal.
Yeah, they're in control of how this game is playing out so far. You mentioned the early lead. Now they're expanding on it, getting plays on both sides of the ball. A winning recipe if they can keep this up.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They find themselves down here after an interception on their opening drive led to a field goal. But all in all, you'd have to say fortunate to be only down 6.
Yeah, and you know how teams huddle on the sideline before they come out on the field in between series? Guaranteed what's said there is, guess what, guys? We take this ball, move it downfield, put it in the end zone, we're right back to even.
From the 35 on second down, Jones, he sets to fire deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row. What a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're saying.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Josh Jones. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. For the defense, they were all over that. As soon as that ball was in the air, it was dangerous. Not only was it intercepted, CD, but they return it for the touchdown.
Yeah, and he read that the entire way. He was reacting before other players had a chance to react themselves. By the determination, said this just won't be a pick. It's going to be 6 points as he takes it the other way to the end zone.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fields this way up at the 17. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
On 2nd and 12, Jones. And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over at that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Another incompletion there. That's 5 in a row now to start this game. He's got to take a deep breath now, step back, shake it off a little bit, trust his offensive line, and hope that his play caller dials up something that can give him a completion and get him going.
From the gun on 3rd down, Jones. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the 1st down. The scramble good for a nice gain of 10 yards, but still 4th down.
That was a good effort there, trying to do it on his own, but as a defender, you're in a tough spot because you have coverage responsibilities behind you, and if you take off too quick to try and get him down, he might loft it over your head.
So better to track with your man defensively than try to go up and make a stop on the quarterback.
Exactly right. What you're hoping is that your guys in the front 7 can get him down.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. Looking to throw. Jones. This one goes out wide for Barkley. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. A first down carry for Barkley, and he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Again, it's Barkley. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
And the big fella stepped that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Already down 2 scores. They're going to go for this rather than settle for 3. They'll run forward Barkley, and they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as he'll wind up going backwards. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Seahawks are going to take over the football. Now a play fake, and it's Newton. And he finds his target. It's Marquise Goodwin. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Off play action. Newton. Flush to his right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I'm looking at this one with my defensive eyeglasses on because you remember the old days when a tight end saw a linebacker covering him and thought he had a mismatch? But the way they can run nowadays, not necessarily so. They gave it a shot downfield. That one incomplete.
Newton throwing again. Deep ball for Goodwin. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. 20. They are in an interception mood on defense. Had 2 nice interceptions a week ago. Now 2 here in the first half.
Yeah, we call it ball hawking. And the only way to truly be good ball hawks is not guessing. It's not just simply anticipation. It's study and understanding what they like to do and beating them to the spot and creating big plays.
Well, they're watching the film, and it's working. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend their red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Jones looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Shepard. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Gano's kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Giants set to get the football, and they trail here as we get back underway in the second half. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game?
I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot.
Running again with Barkley on second down. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. 48 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
The Giants understandably wanted to bring Barkley back slowly from a torn ACL last season, especially after their star also picked up an early season ankle injury. In the end, the production was just under 600 yards for him in 2021. But the silver lining, it should be full speed ahead from the very first snap this season. But these guys are going to chomp into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
On 2nd and 12, Jones. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, when the situation is improvement, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps and soon.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Jones. He's going to go up top again. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. After the penalty, they go with Barkley. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
2nd down, here's Barkley again. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Red zone is where the Seahawk crowd really makes it tough for an offense to communicate. It's 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he will have the 1st down before he's tackled at the 12. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy who can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up 1st downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll run it again with Barkley. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Giants have got it back to within a score. Great call to hand that one off, and his running back did the rest.
Someone read their keys correctly, and on the defensive side of the ball, they certainly did not, because they really essentially were just going to swarm the quarterback. They kind of guessed themselves out of the play, and guess who benefited? The guy with the football.
Extra point try good by Gano, and the lead down to 3 at 13-10. Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here. Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3. And before they can run this third down play, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Five in the secondary now for the Giants here on third. Now Newton. He's got his tight end fan. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, that's how you convert on third down with an explosive gain of 34. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's second down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Just beating the play clock is Newton. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. So this offense moving the ball well, trying to open up a 2-score lead here in the third quarter, but now potentially a play that could have big ramifications.
Yeah, you've driven the ball down the field. Things are looking up, but it takes just one bad decision to throw things off the rails.
74 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams will take that every single time for the first play of a drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable second down.
And a short gain down to about the 33.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it, brought back memories of doing these pursuit drills to make sure you don't pull pursuit and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Saquon Barkley with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Giants have scored again in this third quarter, this time to move out in front. Gano the extra point, and that will make this a 4-point game. And they will not have time to get another play in here as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Gano out to kick this one away. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The pressure is on now. They're being shut out here in the second half after a decent first half offensively. And they need their best drive of the game right here. Azeez Ojulari there on the tackle. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
He'll fire one downfield for Fant. And that's caught inside the 35. And they'll work this down inside the 30. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that run was memorable for only one reason. There's absolutely no place to run with the football. No gaps, no creases, no gain.
Newton to throw. Cam wisely hitting the deck at the end as he slides and has the first as well. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. From the gun, it's Walker. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. 2nd and 6 from the 10. They fake the give. Newton. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
He completes this to Walker. And they're able to stop him short. On 3rd and 6, they'll only pick up 4. Desperation time. Newton, 4th down. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Fant, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Extra point open through by Myers. And that gives him a 3-point lead. Kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Fields this way up at the 17. And they'll have good field position here as he's out of bounds up at about the 34-yard line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Big Sheldon Rankins there to bring him down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Looking to throw on second down. Jones on a huge mistake late. It's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. When I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you.
Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line.
Well, that takeaway, partner, right there, that's a combination of coaching, execution, and absolute belief, because a lot of guys will look at the scoreboard and go, this thing's pretty well done, but they still thought to themselves, if we can make a play, we give our teammates a chance to win it, and that's exactly what they did.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll go to Barkley again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they'll get him behind the line. It's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Jones with a handoff to Barkley. Room here to run. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. 164 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. Well, I guess at the very least they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown, and that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Barkley, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The middle with Barkley. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play, 3rd and goal. Here's Barkley. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage, back at the 6. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
And now with where they are after that loss, I think conventional wisdom says you have to kick the field goal and tie the game. But if you've got a play that you really love, now's your opportunity to call it.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to tie things up in the final minute. Gano's kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think that pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
And that could be a killer. He'll lose yardage and tackled inbounds. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds remaining. Not an easy spot here. They'll be in search of 13 yards to try to pick up the first. Newton. Flood, and he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. That'll leave him with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now here's Michael Dixon as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He gets this away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Here's Jones. And this is thrown to the sideline. No receiver in the area, though, and that's going to bring out a flag. And they will elect to decline the penalty.
Everything turned out the way they wanted it to. No sense in even having to take that one, hence the decline.
And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. All set up for them right now, Charles. Opening possession of overtime. They've got the football. They also obviously have this home crowd behind them in a big way.
They get that extra energy from them, but they've got to be careful not to let that adrenaline get away from them and play too fast or create errors of their own making. Use that energy, embrace it, but make sure they channel it the right way. They've got a chance to go downfield, score a touchdown, and end this game.
First throw in overtime for Newton. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Explosion plays always break the back of a defense, and overtime to put them in the red zone, that was huge.
I like your description there, because when you get an explosion play, now people are really scrambling on defense. Now they're looking to each other. Who's going to step up? Who's going to make a play? Offensive guys have the momentum. Now they're in the red zone. They've got to be...
And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. On second down, it's Walker. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys, poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. He went backwards 5 yards there on 3rd down to bring up 4th. Myers' kick is good, and they have regained the lead. So they do get the short field goal here to get them the all-important overtime lead. But, Charles, you wonder if they'll wind up ruining the fact that they were able to get down into the red zone, yet not able to find the touchdown that would have won them the game.
Brandon, you're absolutely right. In overtime, when you get the ball first, the hope is your opponents never see the football. But now they're going to get a drive to try and win it, or at least keep the game alive with a field goal. And I'm getting a dictionary out to look up ruin.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, it's pretty simple now. They need a field goal out of this drive to extend overtime, or obviously, Charles, a touchdown to win it.
Yeah, I'm taking the defense's perspective on this one, partner, because now they know with a 3-point lead, they can afford to give that up because you just keep playing, right? Overtime gets extended. But if you give up the touchdown, it's game over. So on offense, every play you make, you've got to try and get just a little bit more out of each one in order to try and get to the end zone, because they're going to play everyone back, keep everything in front.
Down to about the 22 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes on the clock in overtime in a 3-point ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Running again with Barkley on 2nd down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a 1st down out of this, they're going to have to earn it, because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. There'll be some contact going on.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And Barkley did not get there. Calling no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game, because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Now it's Jones' turn in overtime. That's to his running back, complete. He's converged on quickly, and I don't think he got the 1st down. He did not. But Charles, a very simple mission anytime that you play on your home turf, and that is to defend your home turf. And today, that mission was accomplished.
Look, every offseason, every preseason, the head coach goes in front of the team and says, the mission for the season, defend our home field every time, split on the road, and we'll be in the playoffs. That's why defending the home field is vital.
So for the Seahawks, they climb to 6-2 on the year as they close in on the midpoint of this 17-game schedule. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Arizona Cardinals. Meanwhile, for the Giants,